in total command here. Lovely step, another one. It's turning into a massacre here. Chance, try time, all the way. Yes!
See how they all get on. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back to Lansdowne Road, where the scene is set, the band is ready, the players are ready for the national anthems. God Defend New Zealand, sung by Jack L. And now it's time for Ireland. Just about set to go. Just one more. Time now for Ireland's call.
Glory
another 7,500 people who had tickets for this occasion that can't be here. But those that are here, who are lucky enough to be here, are attempting to make up for that with some pretty impressive singing of Ireland's call. Tony Ward, as we prepare for the haka, where can New Zealand be beaten?
Well, I think the lads have outlined it in the studio already. I mean, clearly O'Sullivan has been innovative in his selection. He's gone for a very mobile back row. They'll be looking, as Conor rightly said, to slow it down at the breakdown. If they can slow down the quality of possession and the go-forward ball for New Zealand, clearly that's a strong starting point. I do believe, in addition, that Ireland are stronger at half-back. They have the experience, they're able to play the percentages, and I expect to see O'Gara do that this afternoon particularly.
Pictures tell the story, no need for words. Watch this. Judge the reaction for yourself. Jerry Collins, Tano Umaga and the rest of the New Zealand squad watch on. Substitutes make their way to their respective benches. There is just a little bit of a maybe drop in the atmosphere that we were building all week as we look at Jonathan Kaplan, who becomes South Africa's most capped international referee today. By the way, he's supported by Stuart Dickinson and Malcolm Changling, and the TV match official, should we need him, is Roy Maybank. But now the crowd are finding their voice again, maybe slightly subdued as the players came out onto the Lansdowne Road pitch. But we're about ready for this permanent TSB Autumn International between Ireland and New Zealand. 17 times they've met before, 16 times New Zealand have been victorious, just the once a draw back in 1973. Ireland 10, New Zealand 10. Graham Henry watches. Is this to be? Is there a possibility that this might be Ireland's day to defeat New Zealand? The field of Athenry rings around Lansdowne Road, and Ireland expects. O'Gara gets us underway, and immediately it's Mialamu who claims for New Zealand. Opening encounters, as always on a big test occasion, will be interesting to watch as Evans sends it out to Manonu, and maybe a signal of intent from New Zealand immediately from the out half. Didn't put boot to ball. Ireland, by the way, playing with the wind, which has dropped from what it was earlier on, as Jordan Murphy takes Leamy so much on his shoulders today. Dennis Leamy. Ball comes back for Stringer and O'Gara. Shane Horgan has now good hands up to the point that Tommy Bowe entered the line, and there's been a knock on, an advantage being played to New Zealand, but it's back on the Irish side, so the referee Kaplan will bring it back. Scrum to New Zealand.
Right, can I just say at the outset, I'm delighted with the respect the Irish crowd showed for the haka there today. That is as it should be. In relation to the start, straight away New Zealand looking to put it through the hands, but a very poor starting kick from Wipu. Wipu is an interesting player around the base of the scrum. He's a very good breaker, and he adds that dimension to the All Black game. But that certainly was a poor and loose kick he gave to Murphy to counter for his first play of the game.
Well, not something we want to see so early in the match. Is Gordon Darcy receiving some treatment, but he looks like he's okay, and the referee happy to resume. New Zealand's 8 not ready. Woodcock, Mealama and Afoa, the front row, free to New Zealand, and away immediately goes Tuiali'i up to the halfway line. Wipu. And this is the New Cap second row, Eaton. Piri Wipu goes in, and also Afoa, the prop, playing scrum half. Ali Williams takes it up.
Green! That's fine, no ball.
Weepu, Evans, down that short side, McDonald in. Manonu, referee says the forward pass. Plenty of control there from the New Zealand pack.
That's exactly the word that was coming to my mind as well. Very early on, keeping ball in hand, in control, easing it back, recycling, Ireland having to make the early tackles.
Don't shift, don't shift, don't shift. I've given the mark there. Crouch and hold.
The wind is always swirling around Lansdowne Road, but if the flags are to be believed down at the Lansdowne Road end, it is very much in Ireland's favour, blowing from left to right across the pitch, if anything, but behind the backs of the Irish as O'Gara sends it out to Jordan Murphy. Maybe opportunities outside. Tommy Bowe into the New Zealand half. Bowe comes back infield. Support required. Good work from Ireland. Johnny O'Connor picks it up, hit by Nanu, and that is the New Zealand 22. Stringer loitering New Zealand's get out of the way. Jordan Murphy hit by Sivivatu. Well, the referee says forward pass, but a terrific break set up by O'Gara. Murphy and Bowe and a little bit of afters. Shane Byrne coming in to sort it out. Perry Weepu and Easterby, but I think the referee is in control of that one.
A wonderful adventure by Ireland, expected to kick the ball. Ronan O'Gara through the most sublime pass, and that's an aspect of his game that people underrate so much. He is a wonderful distributor. Look at this for a pass that opens up the field for Murphy, who's always looking to counter. Straight away it creates a 2-for-1 and allows Tommy Bowe the ball in his hands early to have a cut on the inside. He may have gone outside again, but at least he's willing to have a cut.
And from here,
make the wild games balls in play, okay? Don't get involved there.
It was just a little bit of afters between Weepu and Ronan O'Gara. A couple of knocks on either side. Looks like it's Afoa who is receiving attention for the All Blacks. But we're okay to go again. We'll resume with the scrum to New Zealand.
Don't shift!
New Zealand. Stringer trying to disrupt at the back. Referee says free kick. And Weepu takes it quickly. Luwaki. Advantage Ireland. Stringer. O'Gara. Maybe something on here. Shane Horgan had to go back for it. Then Johnny O'Connor knocks it on in the centre. But the referee is going to come back for the first infringement. And it'll be a scrum to Ireland.
Early nerves on both sides. Luiaki dropping the original ball, and that's why the referee's calling it back for the knock-on and put into Ireland, trying to play the advantage, and then Johnny O'Connor doing likewise in the middle of the field. So early nerves certainly in evidence.
Square and City on your side.
Ireland's scrum, well, as always, it's so important. Leamy at 8. Being told to use it. Referee says play on. It's a bit of a mess, but somehow it pops out to Stringer, O'Gara and Darcy. Jordan Murphy had to stop. Anthony Horgan has, then doesn't have. And after that initial burst from Jordan Murphy and Tommy Bowe, maybe Ireland just trying to force it a little, and as Tony said, nerves involved.
A little flat, but again Stringer doing very well to get that ball away from a ragged scrum. I suppose the referee is right in the end. It did go slightly forward, even though it seemed to come from behind his head. But Ireland lying flat, no real momentum, but looking to put width on the ball.
Yeah, the worrying thing though was that was an Irish scrum, and it was not clean. Platform not good, from which Ireland could launch an attack. Weepu and Evans in the centre is Nanu. What a hit. Shane Horgan. Weepu. Aaron Major. All the time Ireland trying to make those tackles behind the gain line. Weepu now trying to rescue the situation for New Zealand. Across comes Donegal Callaghan to make the tackle. Sivivatu in for the All Blacks.
Putting the maul down.
Advantage to New Zealand. Maul pulled down by Ireland. Evans. This is Luwaki. Afoa. Evans. Major. Little kick and chase. Advantage over, says the referee. Anthony Horgan is the one going back. Jordan Murphy in support if he needs him. Horgan needs to deal with this. Gets away from the initial effort from Dougie Howlett and puts Ireland on the front foot. Good play from the Munster man. Stringer, O'Gara. And the safety of touch is found.
Yeah, Horgan did really well there, but that was a well-placed pick by Major, the appropriate pick at the right time. But Horgan managing to get back onto his feet and to give a platform to allow O'Gara get it away. Ireland's defence in the midfield, as we expected, they're up quick, they're in the All Black faces. Both Horgan and Darcy putting in early tackles.
The well-known face now of Kevin Mialamu, winning his 31st cap this afternoon, 26 years of age. Ireland challenged, but it's back on the All Black side. Wipu, Luaki, Wipu again, but Ireland in quickly, forced the turnover, good work around the fringes, and Ireland have Stringer, O'Gara, maybe something on again out this side. Darcy chose to take the ball into contact. He's done well to stay on his feet despite the attentions of 3 or 4 New Zealand defenders. Johnny O'Connor, advantage over, says the referee. Luaki told to get away. O'Gara, Shane Horgan, Shane Byrne again. It's there for Ireland. John Hayes does the cleaning out and Stringer sees it. Horan, a little bit static on that occasion. Important that Ireland hold on to the ball. New Zealand think they see it. McCall goes in. Mialamu sees as well, and the advantage is given to New Zealand moving forward. Crowd don't like it.
Certainly Ireland's early game plan is very easily identifiable. I don't think O'Gara has put the boot to ball yet. Ireland looking to play it through the hands every time, looking to play New Zealand in effect at their own game, holding on to the ball, testing the tackle and looking to recycle.
Again, a couple of bumps and bruises. John Afoa, the Auckland prop.
Let's play a bunch, just putting down the ball, just want to see the ball out, okay? He knows, yeah, just keep it more down. Strike the black ball, spin around and give weight. Crouch and hold, wait for my call, wait for my call. Okay. Put it in.
Wipu. Scrum half takes it down that short side. Across comes Jordan Murphy. The bounce goes away from everybody. Well, there was just a moment there. There were All Black shirts going pouring through.
Whose ball is it?
The referee and the touch judge have changed their mind and have now said it's an All Blacks put into the line out.
The white is yours.
And it's the right decision. Touched last by Jordan Murphy.
Fair call too. Murphy doing well to get off to cover the dinky little grover through from Wipu.
Mialamu taken down by Ali Williams. Midfield now. Manonu. He's just a battering ram ball there. Evans wrapped up by the Irish defenders, but the All Blacks there to get the forward momentum again, and they will get the put into the scrum.
One man.
Dennis Leamy looks at the referee and says, I had it.
Hit the deck. Unplayable.
And Kaplan has awarded the scrum to the All Blacks.
Clearly, man, Nonu in the middle of the field is going to play a big role in this game, and just simply taking the ball up, looking to get over the gain line and to get that little bit of forward momentum for New Zealand.
Sivavatu a la Joe Rokethoko last week, standing as a receiver, but they don't use him now. He's come through. Sivavatu. Oh, it was so simple in the end. He wasn't used as the first receiver. But when the ball came back, it was a simple stroll through, and Ireland's defence was nowhere to be seen.
But this is a wonderfully sensitive pass from the number 8, Louis Ackley. I mean, look at that. He just hangs the ball in the air, pre-rehearsed on the training paddock, knowing that Sivivatu is going to come around and take it. It's just hanging long enough for him to take it and just go clean through the gap. That's a wonderfully engineered try by New Zealand.
10 minutes, New Zealand register their first try, and there's silence around Lansdowne Road.
Nothing.
Conversion good as you'd expect. Nick Evans' extra 2 means that New Zealand have had pretty much the perfect start. It's New Zealand 7, Ireland 0.
But it was Tuialihi's pass there. I mean, he did so well, the number 8. He took the ball off the base of the scrum and just hung it there, knowing full well that his blindside wing was going to appear in the hole, and through it he went, in under the post, for what looks the simplest of tries, but really well created.
Sivivatu's 7th try for New Zealand on his 5th cap. He scored 4 tries on his debut against Fiji. Try-scoring machine, and so many of those New Zealand back 3 when you look at MacDonald, Howlett and Sivivatu, and last week you had Mills Muliaina and others. Here's Sivivatu again, Joe Rokathoko, Rico Gear. They have so many good finishers. An embarrassment of riches as Johnny O'Connor hits Richie McCall behind that gain line. Ireland gonna need to respond. MacDonald, Evans under pressure from Shane Horgan, and the kick is down the throat of Jordan Murphy. Irish fullback keeps the ball in hand. A little bit of a mix-up, it seemed, with Anthony Horgan in midfield. Stringer has Ronan O'Gara, puts boot to ball now in behind Sivivatu, and it brings play inside the New Zealand 10-metre line.
And I think that's the first time I think O'Gara has put the boot to ball, and we're 11, 12 minutes into the game, and that's been the nature of it so far. Both sides looking to keep it through the hand. There Ireland defending against Murphy on the, or New Zealand defending against Murphy on the counter-attack, forcing O'Gara to kick for territory.
Good now. Hold there, 6.
It's Jason Eaton. Ireland Rob, Stringer, O'Gara, Leamy. Oh, it's a poor pass. Nobody coming onto it. Horgan doesn't get to it, and after all the good work from the line out, New Zealand are back in possession again. Evans, Mialamu, Tony Woodcock.
Run away, 4.
Ball squirts out the side. The referee says Ireland came in from the side, and advantage is being played to New Zealand. O'Gara and Bowe combined to make the tackle. Wipu, wave after wave of New Zealand attack. Aaron Major, beautiful pass out to Luaki. Advantage over, says the referee. Still there for New Zealand. That's the Irish 10-metre line. Dougie Howlett in to play scrum half. Evans, Woodcock straight through the middle. Terrific work again from New Zealand. They have men over if the pass goes to hand, surely. But the knock-on comes. And Ireland breathe a collective sigh of relief.
And Ireland fortunate there in the end to get away with that. I know Graham Henry will be bitterly disappointed at New Zealand. Look there, 4-1, not putting it away. Ali Williams testing the tackle, failing to find Richie McCaw. But the root of the problem there, go back to the line out when Donegal Callaghan did so well to steal the ball, and yet Ireland failed to take advantage of it. And eventually New Zealand almost getting in at the other end for another try.
Irish scrum, again, not looking very comfortable, but locking out on that occasion. O'Gara had to readjust to kick cross field. And it's a good kick from the out half. Howlett, the slip stopping him from playing it quickly.
Not his best strike, but a lucky bounce takes play up to the halfway line.
Ronan O'Gara, 53rd appearance for Ireland today, 525 points to his name. Behind David Humphreys as the top scorer now. Humphreys up to 542 after his time in Japan.
Yes, you can come. Hold there, hold.
Again, Howlett hits the line. Again, the options are there. This is MacDonald. Sivivatu inside. Kick ahead. Dougie Howlett. Cross comes Anthony Horgan. But that New Zealand backline, when it gets motoring, is finding huge gaping holes in the Irish defence.
And a lot of it created by Dougie Howlett coming over from the right side wing. There we see him in frame. He's creating a lot of problems here. This is an exceptionally good offload for Leon MacDonald, looking for Sivivatu on the inside, reads it well, plays it up the line, and Horgan doing well to cover across. But New Zealand attacking play at the moment looking ominous for Ireland.
Ireland compete, but New Zealand have. Mialamu and McCaw at the back. It's Mialamu who takes it on with McCaw at his side. Wipu sees Evans, Major, Man on who skipped. MacDonald washed all the way by Jordan Murphy. Good tackle from the fullback. The referee says that's okay, you can play on. Weepu once more. Nonu tries to dance his way through, but there was obstruction across the park, and Ireland will get the chance to relieve the situation.
Crossover picked up here by Jonathan Kaplan, and there you can see it appears Ali Williams getting in the way, or is it John Eaton? Certainly one of the second rows.
Well, maybe we can have a word with the gentlemen in studio and see what they think of it so far. Brent?
Yeah, well, it's really fingers in the dike stuff for Ireland at the moment. They really aren't playing the type of rugby they should be. I mean, they're playing New Zealand style rugby. Having said that, the All Blacks have been brilliant in this
Hopefully we'll get to Brent in just a moment.
But, I mean, unless Ireland tighten up the defence, I mean, New Zealand just making inroads everywhere around the park, and so Ireland really struggling at this stage.
Thank you, Brent.
Back inches on man. Number 9 inches on man. Back inches on man. That's length of side. Yep. That's your mark. On that side of me.
So far, certainly, it's New Zealand in control, and from where we're sitting here in the stand, it would appear the wind is blowing behind Ireland left to right, certainly favouring the side in green in the first half, and New Zealand playing the more constructive rugby, holding on to the ball and making good use of it out wide.
That's good. Wait for me. Hold first.
Scrum resets again.
Put it in.
There for Weepu. Evans. Howlett again finds the gap. Luaki, seen an awful lot of him in the opening 18 minutes or so of this game. Weepu, advantage being played to Ireland. Peter Stringer batted away. Mialamu, Evans. New Zealand just have all the answers at the moment to everything that Ireland can muster, and that's a good kick, but the referee has decided it's not enough of an advantage, and he's going to come back and give the penalty to New Zealand, halfway between the 10-metre line and the halfway, and it was Ronan O'Gara who was penalised.
You wonder really, that was such a good kick by Evans, you wonder what is the advantage. I think it's a little bit far, given the breeze, to have a shot at goal, although it is in front of the posts, so he may well consider it. If not, he'll certainly go down the line and it'll give New Zealand the put in from the line out, and I would think that's what he's doing, kicking into this side to the west stand, and away it goes.
Take the line.
Trouble for Ireland in the middle of the field. It looks like it might well be Malcolm O'Kelly. He's back up on his feet and racing over to this line out.
Right there. You're okay.
New Zealand have. That's the Irish 22. Nialamu at the back of that maul that's inching forward. Got to keep going forward, or the referee will tell them they'll lose it if they don't use it. But it still has forward momentum. McCoy now. Still New Zealand move ever closer to that Irish line, but not controlled. And the penalty goes to Ireland.
Truck and trailer according to the referee, but again the word so far, just a quarter way into the game, is control. There's one side controlling it out there, and that is the side in black.
And after all the build-up and all the hype and all the hope, Lansdowne Road is curiously quiet.
Over, please. Get them on. Thank you.
Ireland don't win their own line out. They have it back. O'Gara picks it up from Shane Byrne's pass. Darcy looked like it might have been forward. The referee says we're okay to continue. Weepu thinks he sees it, but Ireland still have. Referee's decision is Decided for him by the touch judge on the far side, who says the pass was forward.
I think the disappointing aspect for me so far is that while you can understand why Ireland are trying to put the ball through their hands, it's very, very ineffective because they're standing very, very flat. So far, New Zealand are taking them with ease in the middle of the field and forcing the turnover.
We saw it last week in the Millennium Stadium. It was not often that we saw Stephen Jones try to kick in behind the New Zealand back three as Evans goes on a run again. Nonu back on the angle. Terrific play. McCaw. Wipu. Must be. It is. Terrific from the All Blacks. And Ireland just stand and look at each other.
A wonderful try again, manufactured from the set piece by New Zealand. There you have the decoy runner, and against the change of the line of running from Siviatu, but it's McCaw's offload, or Nonu rather. Look at McCaw's offload there. He knows instinctively there's going to be support on his inside. It comes through Wipu, and in he goes again for a wonderful try. There you see the switch inside, Nonu taking it, support runners, and that offload from McCaw, that's the try maker, and in goes Wipu.
Every pass met by a moving target at great pace, and of course huge strength, and Ireland's defence just had no answers. And as you look at them behind the posts, there are some stunned faces, I think, on this Irish side, and they say this is the All Blacks B team. Against Evans, and he didn't measure it correctly, and Ireland trailing by 12 points to 0. And the roar goes up from Lansdowne Road. It's a statement of the obvious, but Ireland must score next.
Certainly Ireland have taken a pounding in the opening quarter. They just can't get their hands on the ball, and when they have it, they're very, very ineffective, failing to get over the gain line other than one attack from deep in their own half.
The referee says play on. New Zealand have the ball again. Evans playing up so flat in that line. It's the number 8 to Elihi. Now it's Nonu. Ireland scrapping for everything.
Advantage.
Referee says Easterby came in before the ball came out. Luaki, advantage still being played to the All Blacks. In goes Ali Williams. Wipu once more. It's been a demonstration so far of how to play the game.
Advantage over. Push back.
Ireland's 10-metre line as Howlett digs it out. Ball for once doesn't go directly to hand, but Major is there to pick it up. Jordan Murphy's going to have to be quick, which he is, and maybe trying to launch something from back there. Shane Horgan, Ronan O'Gara, Anthony Horgan hit hard, but presents the ball for Donegal O'Callaghan, who's there in support. Stringer, poor pass. Darcy though picks up, intercepted to Elihi. Ball pops out. Wipu. Bounce of the ball. Stringer hits the deck. Control required from Ireland. Anthony Horgan is there. Easterby has a little look. Ireland seem to have the ball secured. It's Stringer and Jordan Murphy. And the ball mercifully kicked outside the Irish 22.
They're dynamic, they're strong, we know all that, but for me it's the ball handling ability, the fingertip ability of forwards and backs alike, and the awareness to put the occasional long pass. There Ireland turning over ball much too easily.
Yeah, it's difficult enough when they have the ball, but they can't give it away that cheaply, and we've seen it far too often in the first 25 minutes. Variation on the line out. McCaw to Mialamu. Wipu, Evans, Nonu. O'Gara tries to make the tackle. Nonu though evades that, and it takes two other Irishmen to get to him. Advantage, hands on the deck, players not on their feet. Ali Williams takes it in. Advantage being played to New Zealand. Wipu sees it. Evans has it now. Howlett. It's coming again. It's coming again. McCaw. So close for New Zealand. And the referee's going to bring it all the way back, saying that there was no advantage.
But you feel it's only a matter of time, isn't it, before they go in again? Although I would imagine from in front of the post they'll have to take this to take their 3 points.
6 or 7.
But again, almost getting in the corner. Richie McCaw stopped just short. Brave tackle by Peter Stringer. But really are just Ireland just hanging on for dear lives at the moment.
And the kick at goal has been signalled. I think it's complete shock at Lansdowne Road. When that New Zealand team was announced, there were many that thought maybe, just maybe, there might be a chance for Ireland. And so far, it's truthfully only been one team in it. 26 and a half minutes gone. No problems this time. New Zealand lead it by 15 points to 0, and it's a lead that they truly deserve.
Absolutely worth every one of the 15 points they have in the bank so far. But certainly when the New Zealand team was announced, I mean, bear in mind, this is a side that has never played together before, whereas most of the Ireland side has. So I can see where Ireland were coming from in thinking that yes, there was a chance today, but judging on the 25 minutes plus gone so far, it really is, dare one say it, men against boys. One team with the ball, the other without.
Restart is a pretty easy take for New Zealand. And the penalty comes. Malcolm O'Kelly, the man penalised. Penalty count as well has been far too high, you would have thought, from Ireland in the first 27 minutes.
Well, you can understand the frustration. They just can't get near the ball, and as a result they're going in from the side, they're going over the top, they're playing it on the ground, doing anything to try and win the ball back.
Don't cry about it.
But even the kickoffs are disappointing for me, Ryle, because I think Ireland have got to compete just 10-12 metres away and at least give the running players a possibility for competing in the air for the ball. Even that's not happening.
Well, maybe there's something on now as O'Gara finds Shane Horgan. He's hit hard by Aaron Major in the midfield. Stringer screaming that the ball was slowed up. He gets it away to Gordon Darcy. Little show. Darcy makes some forward movement. Stringer sees it again. Leamy, oh, it was a false start. Leamy thought the ball was going to come earlier. He had to readjust, and there's a knock on again. Turnover ball.
Poor timing on Leamy's part there. I mean, he's got to get it right when he sees that Stringer has the ball in his hands or just about to pick it. That's the time to go, not before. He went too early. As a result, the pass went behind, and that again, a poor turnover by Ireland.
Crouch and hold. Wait for me. Okay.
Scrum. Total dominance from New Zealand. Major. O'Gara and Stringer combined to stop him just short of the halfway line. Weepu to Manano from a standing start. Takes 2 to take him to ground. Weepu. Woodcock standing at out half. The prop. Faced by O'Callaghan and Hayes.
Roll away, 3. Roll away here. No hand.
Hayes being screamed at by the referee. Ireland, through Shane Horgan, send New Zealand back a pace. Sivivatu standing at scrum half. It's Ali Williams.
Roll away, 3, 4.
Takes it on. Again, phase after phase. New Zealand biding their time, looking for that opening, trying to structure their next attack. McCaw. MacDonald. Dragging Ireland from one side to the other, varying the point of attack. Evans. This time it's second row Eaton. And men over on this side, but Woodcock goes back in.
Hold there, hold.
Evans plays scrum half. Major at out half. Weepu out wide. McCall, a rare mistake. A rare mistake from one of the world's greats.
Indeed, a nasty mistake by New Zealand. But twice in the build-up there we had, first of all, Tony Woodcock and then Nick Evans, the out half, both isolated, but immediately numbers got to them and they recycled and controlled the ball.
Okay.
And for Ireland, it's difficult at the moment. They're not so much chasing shadows as having to put in tackle after tackle after tackle, and very, very little to show for it.
And we saw it last week in the Millennium Stadium. It's energy sapping and it's the sort of thing that sets a team up for a final 20-minute onslaught, because players just cannot keep making those tackles for 80 and 90 minutes. Horgan, Shane Horgan, Anthony Horgan. Just a little bit of room opened up for the Munsterman. Jordan Murphy, need a bit of magic from Jordan Murphy to try and ignite Ireland. Tommy Bowe in to help, goes to ground, players in to clear out, Stringer's pass. It's elementary stuff from Ireland that's going wrong. Yes, the All Blacks are good, and yes, the pressure is there, but some mistakes from Ireland they can only blame for themselves. Easterby, Leamy into the New Zealand half. Not often we've seen Ireland there in this opening half hour. Advantage being played to Ireland by the referee Kaplan. Stringer, O'Gara, Darcy, maybe a chance for Gordon Darcy. Jordan Murphy varying the point of attack, coming back, and the knock-on comes, and it's advantage to New Zealand.
And there, one crucial if obvious difference. When Ireland make a line break, there we had the first one when Darcy got through. When New Zealand do that, invariably they link up with another black shirt. Ireland failing to do so. Jordan Murphy turning it on. Just for a moment here, look, it looks as if Darcy's into space. And just there he could have linked with Murphy. But unfortunately he lost him. And again, a cheap turnover.
Pretty much so, 4 and 1. Time out.
Injury to John Afoa, the prop making his debut today in the under-21 side that won the World Cup. What must Eddie O'Sullivan be thinking? George Hook, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's a difference in style and technique. It's 21st century rugby against 20th century rugby. We don't present a whole pile of targets. We present one, they present 4, and that's why they're opening us up. But to be within 15 points of them is actually really good, I would have thought at this time, given the pressure we're under.
No interest, give way.
Indeed. Thank you, George.
Crouch and hold.
Well, of course, from George and Conor and Brent at half-time. Still a little bit away. Better scrum this time for Ireland. Away comes Tuialigi.
Run away!
Weepu. Evans under pressure from O'Gara, and Jordan Murphy positioned well again. Faced by Manonu, and that's out of the full, and that's the sort of thing that's just going horribly wrong for Ireland.
And that's where he knows it himself. That's a really poor attempted kick by Jordan Murphy, going absolutely nowhere. I mean, it didn't just miss the touch, it was well into the crowd, as we'll see here. Options limited, goes for the line, and like he's really belted that into the terrace.
Let him come down. Let him come down.
Weepu for Evans. Luaki. Evans changes, goes from one side to the other. McDonald.
No hands!
Weepu presented perfectly for him. Evans, Aaron Major, dancing feet offloads every time the tackle is made. The ball goes to another black shirt.
No hands! From the side!
Ireland penalised for coming in at the side. There's going to be a penalty at best against Ireland. And there it is.
From the side.
It's pretty tough to watch, Tony.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, and the reaction of the crowd says it all. I mean, it's stunned silence here in Lansdowne Road, such is the New Zealand dominance. But it's the complete package. I mean, they're so strong on the ball, they're so dynamic running, the ability to change lines, the ability to step off either foot, the pace at which they play the game. As George rightly said, the number of alternatives and options any ball carrier has at any given time. We're doing well to be within 18, which we're about to be in the next moment or so, of New Zealand at this point in the game.
Those faces of O'Kelly and Horan tell you just how difficult it is out there for them. Kick is good, the flags go up, and New Zealand lead it by 18 points to 0.
Really, I think even at this stage of the game, just to break it up a little bit, if O'Gara just stick a bomb up in the air or something to get the crowd involved in the game, change the plan ever so slightly, because we're getting nowhere at the moment, out wide through the hand, absolutely nowhere.
Hold there, hold.
All Blacks claim yet another restart, and it's they who send the ball high. Well taken, Anthony Horgan.
Hold, push back 12. That's
Stringer, O'Gara. Shane Horgan gets past the tackle of Luaki. O'Gara, little jink in behind. Knock on comes. That's a rare mistake, and maybe something from Ireland here. Leamy needs to be quick from Stringer. It is O'Gara. Horgan. Marcus Horan tries to barrel his way to the line. Still should be there for Ireland. New Zealand scrambling back. Stringer, O'Gara. Maybe just inches away. Stringer once more. O'Connor. Touch. Good effort. Great defence.
Well, it came from a New Zealand mistake, a knock on by Leon MacDonald, but we'll take anything that's going at the moment. And look at the reaction. Ireland within inches of the New Zealand line for the first time in the game. Johnny O'Connor almost going in at the corner.
Ireland compete and win the New Zealand line out. Stringer, O'Gara, Horgan. Darcy overran the opportunity for the pass. Ball is there for Peter Stringer once more. Comes back this way. Tommy Bowe. Tackle made. Support there. Crowd baying Ireland on. O'Gara. Darcy. McCall stood firm. Penalty Ireland.
And it's just as well, I'll tell you, because Darcy going in there failed to turn, and that would have been another turnover.
Decision from the captain is surely they should be thinking about putting some points on the board, but that ain't the decision. Stringer, O'Gara, Darcy, Horgan needs to be there. Ireland back 5 metres from where they started. O'Gara, little kick through. Who's first to react? The New Zealanders are. And the opportunity is gone as Dougie Howlett takes it quickly. It's popped up into an Irish hand. Captain Simon Easterby. New Zealand come pouring through, and the referee says illegally. And penalty again to Ireland. They must put something on the board, you feel, before half-time.
Those two are on your feet and then about a second.
And then O'Gara's going to kick it up the line. And it's not gone to touch.
Well, I think that sums up Ireland's first half performance. A really dreadful attempt by O'Gara, failing to get touch and giving New Zealand the scrum at the spot of the original penalty.
Surely they should have kicked a goal, Tony, or was it the right decision?
Well, where I can feel for them there, Riley, is that it's taken so long to get up into this sort of field position, almost the entire half, that if they come away with 3 points, or accepted something on the scoreboard, you know, the way the game has been going so far, it's going to be a long time before they get back in that position again. Having said that, that was a very poor attempt at the touchline by O'Gara. That's inexcusable.
Touch judge right there to see it as well. Nonu, bit of space, little step.
No, Stephen.
Weepu, Evans. the tackle. Howlett, right hands, Sivivatu, Manonu. O'Gara forced to make the tackle on New Zealand come. Richie McCaw, Kevin Mialamu, John Hayes eventually drags him down. Iriwipu, Evans, MacDonald, that's the number 8, Tuialihi, still going, MacDonald on his shoulder. Desperate defence again from Ireland, and it won't be enough. Silvatu goes under the post for New Zealand's 3rd try of the half. From one end of the park to the other, some Irish mistakes, some New Zealand brilliance, and it's a 3rd try.
It's almost exhibition rugby, barbarian-like. But for me, the key again is the strength of each of the ball carriers. They twist, they turn, they get across the gain line through the tackle. It's go forward ball, and then the options naturally are everywhere. And in again for what appears a simple trial, but brilliantly created.
Straightforward conversion attempt. There's 25 points on the board, and that is the end of the first half. And in truth, it's been a half completely and utterly dominated by New Zealand. The halftime score at Lansdowne Road: Ireland 0, New Zealand 25. We'll be back after this commercial break.
We're taking one major step forward.
It's a worry because the last World Cup, they're now going to the new World Cup behind where they were 3-4 years ago.
Okay, 25 points to 0, and our commentators are...
Thank you very much, Tom. It's been a bit depressing listening to it, to be honest. However true it might be, it's been tough to watch. And the analysis of the guys, I presume you agree, spot on, Tony.
Yeah, there are days when you've just got to stand back and admire the opposition, and that's been almost 40 minutes of near error-free rugby. I think I recall 2 knock-ons in that half, and that's about the extent of New Zealand mistakes. I just have to hang on in and hope they can force an error to get back into the game.
Let's hope the old cliche runs through and it's a game of 2 halves. We'll see. Stringer, O'Gara. And will we see a change in the Irish game plan? I think they have to try something, and if it's as simple as O'Gara, with whatever possession Ireland have, kicking for the corners and trying to play the game in the New Zealand half, it has to be that, doesn't it?
I think so. And O'Callaghan showed early on, jumping at 2, that he can compete on the New Zealand throw, and I think that has to be the Ireland tactic this half. Play the percentages, play for the corners, and try and win the ball back on the throw.
Taken straightforwardly by the All Blacks. A rarely heard Lansdowne Road is quiet. Yes, a quarter of the ground isn't full, but those that are here, I think, have been stunned into silence. Wipu once more. Lots of movement again. Evans looks to straighten up the line. Who needs Dan Carter when you've got players the calibre of Evans who can just slot in, and it looks so seamless. Ireland make the tackles behind the gain line. There for Wipu once more. Major Manonu, Limi makes the tackle. O'Connor stayed on his feet, and the penalty comes Ireland's way. Taken quickly by Easterby. Straight into contact. Shane Byrne there to help. Ball presented. Loitering New Zealanders means that Stringer has to go back the other way. Darcy got on hold of it on the 3rd attempt and offloads. Better from Ireland. Tackles come in from New Zealand. That is the New Zealand 10-metre line. Was the ball not forward? McCaw in there to rob it. And away comes Piriwipu. Kick ahead. And a through come New Zealand. Through Howlett. Can he control it? No. But Ireland's defence was very slow about reacting to that.
You could see the moment Wipu put his boot to ball there that you knew in New Zealand at that time Dougie Howlett was going to come through, and had he managed to keep that in play, it's a very intelligent kick by Wipu. Had Howlett kept this in play, that was another try.
Malcolm O'Kelly claims at the back of the line out for Ireland. Shane Byrne, oh dear.
No, 7! Hold.
O'Gara under pressure from Wipu, and the kick is away. The basic mistakes from Ireland, is that coming as a result of the New Zealand All Black pressure, or are we just having a bad day at the office in addition to New Zealand being so impressive?
I think pressure has a lot to do with it. Certainly there have been an awful lot of what you might call unforced errors, simple errors, in the past not going in front and going at shoulder height and going to ground. And they're the simple aspects simple mistakes you don't expect to see at this level of the game, irrespective of the opposition.
Sivivatu loitering with intent inside the shoulder of Evans. Should New Zealand win this, they haven't done so cleanly, and Ireland come pouring through, but there's been a knock on and New Zealand will get the put into the scrum.
You really fear the worst off every set piece, most of all a scrum.
Hold.
Front rows go down. Ireland are the ones that are penalised. Referee
Take the bind, don't give weight.
against Marcus Horn for the bind.
Must take the bind and don't go down. Number 1.
And
time.
All Blacks point to the post. Crowd not happy, but this is the ultimate professional unit, and they will take every opportunity to put more points on the board.
But hark back to the amateur era as well, and that's always been my knowledge of New Zealand rugby for over 100 years. Every opportunity they get, they take, and they put more points on the board. They get a return for their territory.
Wait for the flags, which go up. It's merciless from New Zealand. Absolutely merciless. New Zealand 28, Ireland 0.
It certainly helps when you've got a quality kicker like Evans to bring in. He's very, very highly rated in New Zealand, and in fact didn't even make the tour. He was the third choice and came in at the last moment as a substitute for Luke McAllister.
O'Gara with the restart. Ireland hand gets to it, but New Zealand claim the ball. Evans, major crowd screaming for a forward pass, but Mialamu puts the head down and gets New Zealand going on the front foot once more. Evans, all sorts of movement, 3-4 possibilities, but Nanu had to readjust and go back. This is Luaki, Dougie Howlett, Jordan Murphy makes the despairing tackle, ball presented, Evans, Wipu interlinking. They can play in any position. They look like they can finish from anywhere on this pitch. Richie McCaw, Darcy gets to him, but it's still there. All Blacks strewn straight across the pitch. Ireland offside. Luaki somehow manages to pick it up. The flanker continues on. Ball doesn't go to hand, and Ireland have come away with it, but the referee is going to pull Ireland up for being offside in the midfield. And it is utter frustration for anybody wearing green today.
I mean, Luaki's hands there, the way he took this pass here from Major, that for me is one of the highlights of the game. I mean, he took that fingertips off the deck and continued at pace.
And again, New Zealand point to the post. And Evans is going to have another kick at goal. In for Luke McAllister, as Tony was telling you, made his debut in 2004 against England, and of his 4 previous caps, 2 of them were starters at full back, the other 2 he came on as a replacement. Stick the number 10 jersey on him, doesn't seem to make any difference. methodical, but the flanks go up, and that's all that counts. It's another 3 points in New Zealand, break the 30-point barrier. They lead it by 31 points to 0.
Also in the build-up to that penalty attempt, successful penalty attempt by Evans, man, Nonu, you know, he plays alongside Tano Manga at Wellington, and just his ability again to offload in the tackle, just to time for Dougie Howlett to come through, and of course that's the line break they're looking for.
Back on the Irish side, John Hayes dives on it. Stringer, O'Gara, Shane Horgan, at last a gap, Horgan, Weepu back to make the mark. New Zealand get on with it quickly. Weepu sees big open space in front of him, kicks straight down the middle of the field. Ronan O'Gara is the one who goes back to gather. Out to Anthony Horgan. 4 New Zealanders up to make the tackle. Horgan sent backwards. Now the cavalry arrives, and the ball should be there for Ireland. Howlett first to react. Ball popped out. New Zealand were able to play it. McCall. Ireland back off him. You don't back off Richie McCall. Major, MacDonald, Nanu. They're lined up again. Sivivatu doesn't manage to come away with the ball, but the All Blacks still have. Major floats one out. It's the number 8, Tuelihi. And now Anthony Horgan. Has he got the pace to get away? Horgan up to the New Zealand half. 5 New Zealanders there, but the ball will go to Ireland.
Well, Ireland looking to get the foot in there, but a little bit of showboating by Louis Aki. That was an unnecessary, as you'll see here.
Too many bodies in the ground.
Just there. I mean, that really is.
Don't do that. That's the second time.
A very poor pass by the New Zealand number 6.
I'll get him up.
But immediately the New Zealander, the number of black shirts, as you rightly say, Royal arriving, they're in shot. I mean, 3, 4, 5 shirts. I thought they had forced the turnover, but the referee giving Ireland the put in for going for it.
Don't shift, I've got him square.
And it was Eaton, the second row, who got back to make the tackle.
No. I told you that crouch. Engage. Wait there.
New Zealand get the push on that scrum, and Ireland are retreating, but Leamy controls it somehow. Stringer digs it out. O'Gara, Horgan and Darcy, but Darcy was watched all the way by Manonu, and big screen from the far side, and there's a dislike for that tackle. And on a first viewing, everybody had a right to, as Tano Umaga looks on. Shane Horgan being pulled out by the referee, and let's hear what he has to say.
I'll handle it. Okay. That kind of thing is not. Just listen. It's not allowed. You can't turn the man around. You have a responsibility to bring him to ground. Okay, so it's your thing. I don't want you to get involved. That's what I'm here for. If you pass yourself by, then you take a briefing. But until then, you stick with the game. Okay, the penalty's against you and you're on a caution.
Caution good enough, Tony?
Well handled by Jonathan Kaplan. I'd like to see it again, and certainly he did dump. Nonu dumped Darcy in the tackle, and that's the last thing we need given what's been going on. Here we'll see it again. Nonu's so physically strong. Now his responsibility, and that is a dangerous tackle, his responsibility is to make sure the man comes back to earth without any danger to him, and there clearly there was danger, so I do think he's looking to get away with the yellow card there.
I was going to say, at minimum, surely is a yellow card.
At minimum, there they should have been.
Absolutely at minimum. Well, there it is. I mean, it's quite clear. He lifts him and dumps him, and that has no part in the game.
Who's out? Yep.
Shane Byrne. A rare attacking line out for Ireland. O'Gara. Shane Horgan takes it into contact. Midfield. Better from Ireland. Crowd raise their voice and rise to their feet. Stringer. Back this way they go. O'Gara. Horgan just overran the possibility of the pass. Ball still there. Must be controlled. And Ireland are fighting for it on the ground, and the referee will give them the put into the scrum.
That's fine, everyone was on their feet.
Again, I think they're lucky because New Zealand were there in numbers.
And then 2 many bodies down.
And on their feet.
But at least the Irish dander is up.
That's your mark.
Solid platform required.
Hold. Far side, wait. I've got it. Don't shift around him. Crouch and hold. Hold there, hold.
Stringer. O'Gara. Gap opens up, but it's closed quickly. Still Ireland have. Stringer. O'Gara. Jordan Murphy had to go back. O'Gara in to help. Tommy Bowe has. There for Stringer once more, but now Ireland are playing outside the All Blacks 22. Gordon Darcy looks to see if there's any way through. Players lying all over the ball, but the referee says it's legal, and the All Blacks come away with it, and they kick downfield. And back go O'Gara and Jordan Murphy. Dougie Howlett, Sivavatu first to arrive, and O'Gara is forced to kick to touch, and from the New Zealand 22 all the way down inside Ireland's 10-metre line. It's advantage New Zealand again, and it's there put into the line out.
That's really poor play by Darcy, not protecting the ball when he went into contact there. And this is no ordinary side he's playing against. He knows he's going to be hit that much harder, and he's got to work harder to protect it. That was too easy a turnover.
Uncontested by Ireland. McCall comes away with it for New Zealand. Riwipu. Luaki. Ball for once doesn't go to hand, but still New Zealand have. Shane Byrne doesn't make the first tackle, and Ireland, well, there's all sorts of knock-ons, and the referee comes back for the first knock-on against Ireland. Scrum New Zealand.
But even the manner in which Ali Williams ran there, I mean, here we see Darcy. And as I say, when you go into two back row forwards like that, you know the problem you're going to have. He's got to work so much harder that when he goes to ground, he's actually turning. Once he leaves himself exposed at all, naturally they're going to force the turnover, and that's exactly what they did. There he was up against Luiaki and McCall.
Malcolm O'Kelly struggles with an injury, facial injury. It's Malcolm winning his 74th cap this afternoon, but it'll be one he'll want to forget. In his debut back in '97 against New Zealand, and all these years later, they are still, despite their World Cup performances, they're still the side that everybody else in the world measures themselves by.
It's amazing, isn't it? At the midpoint consistently of between World Cups, they always seem to be the number one side, and yet they haven't quite got it right in the competition, but this time they really do look on course.
And that's what Graham Henry is trying to do with a side like this. 15 completely different starters to the ones that started and dismantled Wales last week.
Stay down 6, get in.
Scrum is just supreme. Evans, Major, Dougie Howlett provides the target this time. Stringer did his best to slow that up. Luaki has been powerful.
Run away.
Wipu, one way then the other. Manonu dances his way around 2 or 3 Ireland defenders. Crowd boo. Wipu. Major. Howlett. Dougie Howlett. Decision of the referee is to go to the television match official, but the New Zealand players believe that he grounded the ball.
My feeling from here too was that he made it. They make it look so
Cappers, Roy here, can you hear me?
The length they put on the pass. Again, Aaron Major crucial in the build-up to that try. Nanu on the far side.
Well, let's have a look and see what the TV match official Roy Maybank is having a look at right now. There's the pass from Major. That was fantastic. Howlett just stood up Horgan. And it's really a case of whether the foot was in touch. Maybe we'll see it from behind the goal. Here it is again.
At best it's in the air over the touchline. He's in. That's a try.
Here's the one that might be the most definitive. Oh, I'm not sure. Was that foot in touch?
It's close.
Was that foot in touch? I think so. I think the foot.
If his foot hits the white line, it's no try.
I think the foot's hit the white line before the ball has been grounded. It's only a matter of milliseconds.
Cappers, Roy here.
Speak clearly. I can't hear you.
Black foot in touch, line out.
Just repeat what you said. In touch, line out.
He's
Correct.
giving it
In
that
touch,
hit the white
line
line.
out to green.
He may well disallow this.
No try. It's the biggest cheer we've got in Lansdowne Road
To be
all
fair,
afternoon.
and to be fair, Royal, there's the benefit of technology. I mean, from the first two angles we saw, it looked as if he had made it in, and as you rightly said, the third angle from behind was the one that just about showed his foot hitting the white line.
Well done, Mr. Cameraman. Still, New Zealand in the ascendancy, as they have been for the entire game. O'Callaghan, though, claims the ball in a defensive line out for Ireland. New Zealand shunting Ireland backwards. They just fight for absolutely everything. Make it as uncomfortable as possible for Stringer's delivery to O'Gara. They're lined up to challenge the out half. He just gets his kick away with McCaw and Luaki coming bearing down on him. And it's a kick that brings play out to the 22 and gives the All Blacks the put into the line out. Dennis Leamy might be a little lucky not to have got pinged for intentional obstruction. Take it short. Ireland come pouring through, but the All Blacks see it and have it. O'Kelly, though, has different ideas. Stringer, O'Gara, Anthony Horgan. Stringer once more, Ronan O'Gara, Shane Horgan. Skips Gordon Darcy, but the pass is a poor one for Jordan Murphy to come onto, and Tommy Bowe has to pick it up and run back across the line where he becomes an easy target for the All Black defenders. Here's Darcy. Manages to wriggle his way out of the first tackle, presents the ball for Stringer. Dennis Leamy. Only Anthony Horgan outside him, takes the ball into contact into the New Zealand half. Referee, though, not happy it's going to come, and he's awarded the scrum to Ireland.
Well, at least they're giving it a go, but again, poor passing in the lead up to that over on the far side of the field, forcing Bowe across field, and when a player runs across, he's a very easy target for the opposition defence. At least it's Ireland's put in just inside the New Zealand half, an opportunity to.
There was the pass from Shane Horgan.
Poor pass.
Wait for me.
You can see what it left Tommy Bowe was very little in the way of option, and almost Ireland having one taken against the head.
And then one down first. Same ball.
They're not done. Go Marcus! Okay.
Come on. Crouch and hold. Okay.
Stringer feeds at the feet of Leamy. Again, the squeeze comes from the All Blacks 8. O'Gara's pass cross field. Nono just lined up Gordon Darcy from the moment that pass left Ronan O'Gara's hands. Ball, though, still there for Ireland. Tommy Bowe offloads. Stringer. McCaw. Stringer. Silivanto eventually wraps up the diminutive scrum half. Johnny O'Connor. Ireland have no scrum half at the moment. Now Stringer is there. Only 3 players out this side. Anthony Horgan, one of them. Gordon Darcy, the other. And he was running back to the pack to try and get some help. Still Ireland have.
Leave it 7. You're on the deck. Leave it 7.
Stringer. Malcolm O'Kelly. Leamy. Better ball retention from Ireland at least, but the pass is not a good one, and Nonu's going to come storming through in this one. Man Nonu against 4 Irish defenders. The bounce goes his way. Nonu, class, sheer class. TV match officials are decided, but that was brilliant from Man Nonu.
I tell you, if he's got this try, that is some individual effort by Man Nonu. The camera behind the line should show whether he managed to get it going over the line, but it was some build-up, individual build-up.
Okay, Campers Roy here, yeah, checking the grounding and possible knock on there.
Right up to the Ireland line. Let's see, did he make it? Here we go.
Don't think he controlled it.
I think there may have been a knock-on just before that. He got it down eventually, but was there a knock-on just before he made the line? Not from that. That would give the try. We've got to see it again from behind.
Jordan Murphy in. Looks like there's a knock-on there. It's really a decision as to whether the TV match official believes he had control of the ball or not.
And the question is, did he knock it back or did it go forward? That's the decision Roy Mayback has to make.
Forward momentum would suggest it went forward. And they continue to decide in the TV truck. Well, whatever the outcome, it was just a moment of absolute magic from Man Manu. And all made up as a result of a poor Irish pass in an attacking position that allowed the New Zealanders to come through and create what, if it's given, will be one of the great tries that New Zealand have scored against Ireland.
Well, if it is for that reason alone, I don't think we'll complain.
Looks, the more you look at it, that's a knock-on. Just at that moment, it looks like a knock-on.
Certainly controlled it over the line.
Just this first point, hand on it, chest, knock forward.
Cappers, Roy here.
50-50 call.
No try, knock on.
No. Knock forward.
I think it's a fair call, but he deserved more, didn't he?
Green ball.
1, 2 and 9.
A couple of substitutions, well, more than a couple, a good few substitutions coming from both sides. 21, 17 and 16 coming on for New Zealand. That's Carl Heyman, or I should say, sorry, Simone Tomoi Piao.
And you're strong. Just wait for my call. Wait for my call.
Number 21 is Jimmy Cowan, which means Pierre Wipu is gone. Malcolm O'Kelly and John Hayes gone for Ireland, which means Simon Best and Matt McCullough are in.
Come this way, please.
So all change.
Go, Bestie!
That's your mark.
And it looks like Mialamu's gone. And Andrew Hoare has come in.
Bind up.
Hooker for the All Blacks. Ireland face this scrum. Leamy takes to the back.
Roll away, 7! Hold there, hold.
Very dangerous, but Darcy breaks through the first couple of tackles, still going from his own line almost, and now up to the Irish 22. More formed according to the referee. Ireland get the push on, but use it or lose it is the rule, and the referee is right. Scrum New Zealand.
And that time Darcy did really well under pressure on his own line, manufacturing 22 metres out of nothing. He deserved more for that, but not going to ground quickly enough, and as you rightly say, use it or lose it, and there Ireland lost it.
Wipu, Mialamu and Woodcock gone, and in for Tomoi Piao and Jimmy Cowan.
Wind up, Simone.
Square on, please. Square on your side. Square on. Crouch and hold.
Come. No, lock. No, lock. Come.
Engage. Give us that.
New Zealand scrum is, despite the changes, normal service resumed and penalty against Ireland. Tony, you've been doing this a long time. Have you ever seen as dominant a side against Ireland in, well, not in recent years anyway?
No, for over an hour now there's just been one team running this game, and Ireland really just played in fits of starts, capitalising on the very occasional error. But in terms of control, structure, everything you want to say about the modern game, New Zealand have been superb again today. And no matter what they say, this at this point in time is their second 15. It'll be interesting to see how many of these players get into the side for the England game next week, but they've been outstanding today.
On the green, 18-4, over.
Andrew Hoare in for his 8th cap this afternoon. He's
Keep it up, keep
the
it
thrower.
up. Keep it up.
Maul formed.
Okay, yeah.
New Zealand turn on the power. Ireland look to send them back from where they came. Still they go. Johnny O'Connor there. McCullough as well, but the All Blacks march towards the Irish line. The last two attempts have seen the TV match officials say no. New Zealand determined to cross the Irish line, but resilient defence from Ireland as McCaw peels off the back. Stringer there to make the tackle. Cowan. A foul, but referee blows the whistle. And the knock-on came, much to the delight of the crowd. And Ireland get the put into the scrum.
That's good spoiling, scavenging work by Johnny O'Connor. Just as the ball was about to be released, he managed to get his hand in. Well timed, well judged. Gives Ireland the put in.
Bond on engagement, far side. Hold. Engage. Okay.
Go, Monty.
Up, please.
Good.
Both of you come out, time up. Both of you have the responsibility to keep this scrum up. I want you to take the bond on engagement. Keep it up.
Okay. Let's get the fucking ball.
1, 2, 9, 16 and 4.
Just wait for my call, please. Don't miss my call. Cross the ball.
No.
No lock.
Up
here, up. At the back.
Penalty eventually comes Ireland's way. Get on with it quickly. Surely not back 10, but referee hasn't stuck out an arm to say there's advantage. Stringer, O'Gara. Ireland continue to try. Jordan Murphy, Anthony Horgan, but again the pass is not easy to deal with, and Howlett comes across. O'Gara eventually puts it away, and the decision of the referee is a scrum, as it was carried over by Ireland. 5-metre scrum to New Zealand.
You just feel with Ireland, they're putting it through the hands for the sake of doing it. They're running nowhere, they're running into each other's space, and eventually giving the ball over so easy.
What's the
Then take a step back if you like. Hold first.
Come, big one, Bestie! Come on, Johnny.
Cowan with the feed. Tuialihi.
Advantage.
It's there for him. Advantage being played to New Zealand. Evans, Major, man on who skipped. Dougie Howlett comes firing across from his wing and finishes it magnificently. Simple and so effective. And New Zealand, well, it's almost a joy to watch.
There's no answer to quick hands and pure pace. And here Howlett gets his angle over from the blindside wing, as he's been doing all day, and he's always going to make the line. And it's no more than they deserve. Twice they've gone close. Each time the match official, the TV officials, ruled on the side of Ireland. That time, no doubt, Howlett makes the line with his well-angled run.
The speed with which Howlett covered the ground from one wing across to the other. Pass was perfect. The handoff on Darcy, strong and effective, and nothing that Tommy Bowe could do. Every right to be happy. Good kick, very good kick. And New Zealand continue to heap the misery on this Irish side.
I think the really worrying aspect, Ryle, you know, when you go back to the tour in New Zealand during the summer with the Lions, we heard that when New Zealand came and they played the individual nations, they'd be so much better organised and prepared. With 41 points last week in the Millennium Stadium, another 38 today. No doubt who's ruling World Rugby at the moment, and comprehensively.
38 points.
Roll away at 2. Hold there, hold. Hold there.
Stringer. Simon Best. Darcy continues to look for the gap. O'Callaghan hit by Luaki and Ball turned over again, and McCaw comes away all the time looking to present it for the on-rushing attackers. Cowan puts boot to ball. Anthony Horgan, as so often, is turned around and has to go scampering back into his own 22. Howlett watched him all the way, puts him to ground. Ireland there in numbers. Stringer hit by Cowan. Tommy Bowe just about does enough to pop it up for Jordan Murphy. Murphy, Stringer, Shane Horgan, Stringer, O'Gara, O'Callaghan. This time it's McCullough. Ulsterman in to make his third appearance for Ireland, having made his debut against Japan during the summer. Darcy, Johnny O'Connor. But contrast this with the pace at which New Zealand do something similar. Darcy, no way through there. Marcus Horan, no attackers out there for Ireland, so Horan has to go back to the safety of the pack. Jordan Murphy, Anthony Horgan, McCaw makes the tackle. First to arrive, Easterby, Shane Byrne there to help. O'Gara too, Shane Horgan off the edge, looking to present the ball. Leamy, better from Ireland, up to the New Zealand 22. Stringer, O'Gara, All Blacks defensive line tested.
Leave it at 21 Blacks, all the way.
Slow ball, and the referee says there were hands on the deck, and it's a penalty to Ireland. And you have to say they've got to put some points on the board, even though they're 38 behind. 3 points will make this look, well, you don't want to finish with 0, let's put it that way. On Ireland go, O'Connor, Stringer, Horgan, can he get there? Nonu turns him on his back, and the referee is going to go to the television match official. I have to say my first reaction was that Nonu did enough to stop Horgan grounding the ball, but again it'll be the camera behind the goal that will tell the story.
Me too, he seemed to flip
just
him
checking,
over
you want me to check the grounding,
as he went for the try line, Shane Horgan. Here we'll see it. There's Nonu making the tackle. He does well to turn him over. Now we really need the angle from behind to see if he managed to ground the ball.
There's the turn. Doesn't look grounded from there. No try on that angle. And as often happens, another angle might reveal something different. Ball looks to be parked on Shane Horgan's head at that moment.
I think that's pretty definitive. That's no try.
Cappers, Roy here. No try. Back for the penalty.
All right. Always held up, so it's a penalty. Get back on the line.
Can I take this? Tell me when I can take this.
Play.
Stringer, Leamy, Ireland pounding away at the line, looking to use brute force and strength to get them across. Jordan Murphy, maybe a bit of guile will do it. That sums Ireland up. Even when the opportunities have been there, it just has not been their day.
And he kept control of the ball. He would have been in, no doubt, but he certainly lost it going over the line. That should be a put into New Zealand, 5 metres out.
Eddie O'Sullivan's going to empty the substitutes bench. 19, 21 and 16 to come in. Neil Best, David Humphreys, Rory Best as well. Ronan O'Gara makes way. Shane Byrne gone too. Simon Easterby is the third Irishman to come out of the game. Easterby with an injury, I think. Bit of a mess back there. And the referee's shrill blast of the whistle says it's a penalty to New Zealand.
It's a pity, because that was better Irish pressure at the last scrum.
Please go to the guide office to 90 East 7. The Citizens Games over to James Breeden. Guide office to 90 East 7.
Ball kicked outside the New Zealand 22. Conor O'Shea, your thoughts?
Well, I think Tony said it at half-time. I see some people leaving the ground at the moment, and the Irish team have been game in the second half, but this is an exhibition to watch, and it's actually, if you're a rugby fan, some of the play has been magnificent, so I wish the crowd would actually stay and watch it to the end, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's tough to do so, Tony, or Conor. Tough to do so. No doubt New Zealand have turned on the style and have been impressive in just about every aspect of their play. Jordan Murphy trying to get something on the board for Ireland. Penalty. Stringer is going to tap. I think all thoughts of putting 3 points on the board seem to have been decided against. Neil Best. Gordon Darcy. Ball spill forward. And New Zealand come away once more.
Playing advantage to Black for the lost forward. Run away!
Shane Horgan in trouble. Jordan Murphy. Back he goes. Dougie Howlett comes screaming up. So too Cowan. Murphy's going to have to deal with this. And he puts it out about 6 metres away, 7 maybe, from the Irish goal line. Tony, how is Eddie O'Sullivan going to pick these guys up to play Australia next week? Because this isn't just a beating, it's soul destroying.
It is. No, we're not comparing like with Australia, given where they're at the moment. I accept that, but it's going to be a hell of a job in terms of morale to lift Ireland up from this defeat today. It has been so comprehensive in every area. Set piece, broken play, you name it. New Zealand have dominated today. It's a tough week ahead.
And just to add to the woes, Shane Horgan is down and in some considerable distress down at the far end of the pitch. Free kick. That's So Ialo, who's been introduced. What a replacement to bring in. Cowan. Evans, Cowan again. Tuialihi, Cowan. Evans. Major. Options again. Nanu back inside. Varying from one side to the other. Toima Piao was the last man to touch it now. Ali Williams. Ireland forcing New Zealand back, but for how long?
Back!
Opportunities come. Nanu, Howlett, awesome All Blacks.
There again, just a matter of time, and the quick hands all the way across, the awareness, runners inside, outside. And again, Nanu has so much time to pick out Howlett, and Howlett likewise to pick his spot. Will I go outside? Will I go inside? He backs himself, in he goes, controls the ball over the line.
You've been on the edge.
New Zealand control, beautiful to watch.
And there's where Shane Horgan got himself into trouble. That tackle didn't look too clever. I'm just after catching it out of the side of my eye. And a Howlett finish. Just looking through the biggest wins for New Zealand, they beat us by 59 points to 6 in 1992, scored 63-15 in 1997. What is it now? 43 points with the conversion to come. And still 5 minutes on the clock. Did you have any doubt? I don't think many did. New Zealand 45, Ireland 0.
I think you just said a few times in commentary, Ryan, it's the nil aspect to today's scoreline, and also the fact that we're here in Lansdowne Road, Ireland at home, and being taken to the proverbial cleaners.
Jordan Murphy is called ashore for Gervin Dempsey for the last 4.5 minutes or so. Donncha O'Callaghan is the man to put his hands on the ball, and Ireland, well, just when they look like they had it, it's been turned over, but the referee says illegally, and it's a penalty to Ireland.
Yes, you can.
David Humphries kicking the corner, try and do something from the line out. Irish pack have a little conference. They're going to try and produce something out of this. Rory Best and Simon Best, of course, on the field now. The brothers, Neil Best, the third Ulsterman from Belfast Harlequins, not a relation. Ireland have. New Zealand penalised.
Time out. 16 come here.
Referee's going to have a word with Andrew Hoare.
Put the ball down. Put the ball down. It's 2 infringements in less than a minute. Next time it's gone, obviously.
So Oyalo is the one who's spoken to along with Hoare, but referee decides he's going to keep the cards in the pocket, and Humphreys again kicks for the line out. Huge numbers of people make their way away from Lansdowne Road. This one will live long in the memory, I think. Best to Neil Best. Ireland's body positions good for them all. Stringer tries to guide them. All Blacks meet the first wave with decent resistance, but still Ireland have Johnny O'Connor in there trying to continue to move Ireland forward. McCullough comes popping out. Ireland still have. It's Leamy, but the All Blacks defend well. Stringer can see it. Humphreys. Darcy, he's going to have to do it all on his own. Gordon Darcy. Ball presented. Stringer arrives. Referee says that's okay to continue. Johnny O'Connor. Ireland inches away. Crowd so want something. O'Callaghan. Every attempt is met by a hard-hitting All Black. Humphreys. Nanu makes the tackle. Still Ireland have. All Blacks do not want Ireland to cross their line. It's about pride now. Has Marcus Horan got there? Yes! At last, something to cheer in Lansdowne Road. Marcus Horan in Ireland. Over in the 79th minute.
Well, credit Ireland for trying right to the end. And Marcus Horan gets a try he'll remember for the rest of his days. He just about made it. Just about. And to be fair to the referee, he was right on the spot. Let's see again here as he grounds it. Yeah, just about. It seemed to be slipping out of his hands, but he placed his hand at the right time on the ball, grounding it next to the line.
Fourth try for Ireland for Marcus Horan. Extra points added, and the referee has seen enough. It's over at Lansdowne Road. Said it once before, I'll say it again. Awesome, awesome All Blacks. Final score, Ireland 7, New Zealand 45. Tom.
Thank you indeed. Well, I suppose, Brent, we should come to you first. Huge performance, and looking like I can't imagine who could beat New Zealand to win the World Cup. Just a league ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Ireland, they took a step back today. Having said that, everybody talked about this being New Zealand's B team. I always had a feeling, you know, with the types of players like Sivavatu, Nick Evans, these guys, there's so much depth in New Zealand rugby at the moment. I mean, a magnificent performance. I think Connor summed it up. Whether you come here as a rugby lover, yes, you've come here to hope the Ireland put up a better performance, but at the end of the day, some magnificent tries, and rugby the way it should be played, really. That's going to get more people to the game eventually, even though Ireland, say, be very disappointed.
Yeah, it was a massive mismatch at the end of the day. There was two teams playing two completely different styles and quality of rugby, but it was magnificent from a neutral's point of view to watch the All Blacks play. But it was a huge amount of work for Ireland. They won't play. Ireland will not play against teams that good in the Six Nations, apart from possibly France. But the All Blacks are on a different level to everybody.
George, there's nothing in the Northern Hemisphere that can deal with that, is there really?
France, I think. I think France could deal with that because France play the game at a higher pace. England, maybe because they have greater physicality, could at least compete at the scrum and the liner, but only France. The big problem for Ireland is that, you know, we within the Northern Hemisphere have slipped substantially back.
I mean, the problem was looking to the next World Cup now, and the next Radio 7 wants to set out a stall. They didn't get a Grand Slam last year, and they had a chance. You look there now, I mean, the last World Cup, you always thought Ireland had a chance to maybe make the top four on a good day. we'll have to see what Australia bring next time. But there is a big gulf there, unfortunately. When you look at Carter to come back in, when you look at some of these other guys to come back in, Heyman, Jack.
I mean, you look at the players that people say there was no Driscoll, no O'Connell, no Hickey, but every team goes into international rugby now missing players. New Zealand picked a completely different 15 today, and you've got to have
well, I'm just looking, George, at those Ireland faces walking off shattered, and Eddie really, there's Jordan Murphy, tried very hard today. Eddie O'Sullivan has to pick them up because we play Australia here next time.
Well, I think what he has to do now is he's made the first steps of rebuilding with Gervin and Anthony Foley. I mean, he's got to bring in young Trimble into the centre, move Horgan on the wing. Horgan displayed no skills in the middle of the field today. I think the best boys, certainly John Hayes today was destroyed in the scrum. He's got to look at a tight end. Shane Burton can't command the first team plays. He's got to look at a hooker. I mean, he's now got to start building. If he's talking about building, now is the time to start doing it.
Yeah, he's got some problem areas without a doubt. I mean, you've got to start looking at some more, I suppose, creative type players. It may be a bit of a risk. There's young Heslett there. There's a few of these guys that can get over the gain. I felt that Ireland's problem was getting over the gain line. I mean, you looked at Nonu, you looked at every New Zealand player managed to get, they talk about in rugby, just getting 2 or 3 metres over the gain line, moving forward to the ball. There was no one Ireland to do that.
We're going to have to take a quick break. We look at the 2 New Zealand tries and some controversial tackles in the second half, so don't go away.
Shut the gate. Howland all the way.
Hey, look around. What's going down? Well, people here, they don't seem to worry. Homeless and cold, nowhere to go. But we don't care, it's someone else's story.
He'll get his try here. He's a try-scoring machine.
No food, no home, no place to go. We turn our backs because it's not our business. We're to blame, hey, we're the same. Well, can't you see it's up to us to fix this? Do you know this or do you care? Are you listening? Did you just stare? When you're walking in the streets today, will you just simply walk away? Turn your back and look the other way. Turn your head and look the other way.
Has he done it? He sure has!
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.